It's the David Moyes press conference time. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. This is Anton here, bringing to you today's David Moyes press conference ahead of the massive West Ham quarter-final second leg against Bayer Leverkusen. And David Moyes was a busy man because there's a lot to talk about, because we've seen the open training session today and a couple of players have been nipping in and out of the training session. So without further ado, there's no point in me sitting here boring you. You're here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to hear about David Moyes' press conference and what was said. So, the first person to come out alongside David Moyes was Lucas Fabianski. Now, that's interesting because 9 times out of 10, usually what you see is a player who's involved in a press conference might feature in the following game. Obviously, we know, and we'll talk about Areola in a second, who is back in training and available for selection. But Fabianski was chosen as the choice, and we do know he is a European goalkeeper. But what he was asked about was what's the thoughts ahead of the second leg, and he said it's a nice challenge to have. It's going to be hard, but we have to believe they will be full of confidence, especially after winning the league on Sunday. So we're a very good side, but we have to believe in ourselves. We've experienced games under pressure in Europe before, so we have confidence in ourselves. And I think that is a very good way to be. I don't think it would be any other way. And I don't think you'd come out into the mainstream media and say, listen, we know it's like a mammoth task. We know it's a mammoth task, but they have to remain confident. You have to go into that game confident, feeling like you've got an opportunity. And you know what? If it means that we're relying on them being a little bit hungover, which they won't be, then so be it. The next question he was asked about was Jarrod Bowen, of course. And of course, Jarrod Bowen was seen in training today for West Ham. And he said, I was pleased to see him out there training with us. It's the same situation with almost every player we have. We want everyone available. We have to see how it goes, but hopefully he'll be able to help us. It's been great to see his progress at the club since he joined us. He's a brilliant player, and I think there's still more to come. I'll come back on to Jarrod Bowen, so hold your thoughts and hold your horses on the Jarrod Bowen situation, because David Moyes is asked about him ahead of the game tomorrow as well. Fabianski was asked about the first leg. He said, we've spoken about the first leg, and I think there were moments we were defending too deep. Hopefully tomorrow we can use the ball better when we get it, work on the small details, and we'll be in better shape. Every goal is frustrating. I just try to stay focused and do the best job I can, and I'll do that again tomorrow. Maybe another nod as to why Fabianski will start the game against Leverkusen. Then he was speaking about Leverkusen. He said they're good on the ball and they're very patient. As a defending team, you have to be aware of blind runs and of players playing 1-2s. They're hard to defend against. I think we did well, but got caught out by 2 set pieces. Hopefully we'll improve that tomorrow. The game plan is to be smart. We can't go crazy from the first whistle against a really good team like Leverkusen. I think you have to control the tempo of the game and then choose the right moments to attack. We don't have to rush anything. We just have to stay patient and take our opportunity. So I suppose there's maybe another little nod there as to maybe the style of play West Ham will play. I certainly don't think we'll sit so deep. I think there's a fine balance between pressing, but as long as we press with pace, then I think we stand a chance at getting something from the game. What do you think? Put it in the comments. He was then asked about the fans and how important they are. Of course, I'll be one of them there tomorrow evening at London Stadium. He said they've always created magical nights in Europe, so we'll do our best to give them another night to be proud of. Could you imagine? Could go down in history. You never know. Right, let's get on to the nitty-gritty, the meat on the bones. Jarrod Bowen was the topic of conversation for David Moyes, who came into it. He said it was great to see him out there. It's the first time, so we're not sure about him. Calvin Phillips or Alphonso Areola, they will all be late calls tomorrow. We'd never risk anyone if it wasn't right. You always want your best players in, and Jarrod is our top scorer this season. Listen, for me, he's got to play. He's featured in training. He's fit. He's raring to go. I don't know if it's been rushed back. I don't think it is. But I think you're going to have to put your best players on the park if they are anywhere near fitness, close to fitness, because this is an opportunity. And I think the pace of Jarrod Bowen, a fit Jarrod Bowen, is going to cause them problems. Kudus, Bowen and Antonio definitely changes the dynamic of that West Ham attacking lineup compared to just potentially being Kudus and Antonio. There could be an element of smoke and mirrors. You don't want to give too much weight to the opposition, but I suppose seeing him in training today will definitely let Xabi Alonso know what to expect for that game tomorrow. The next question he was asked was the size and the sheer importance of the game And he said your big games tend to come at the end of the season. It was a huge game last week, and we have another one tomorrow night. These are big occasions. It's going to be a very difficult game, but we've got belief. And I believe they've got belief because I've got the belief. Moyes then spoke about comebacks. He was asked about comebacks. He said the Spurs game from a few years ago was huge. I've had a few, and hopefully there'll be another one tomorrow. We went to Leverkusen and got to the 83rd minute before they scored their first goal. It may take us that long. We have to be patient and play until the end. We'll do everything we can to do it in the right way, which I fully and understand and expect, to be honest, because we're looking for a performance. And that's what we want. We want everything to align really well, atmosphere to be good, give the fans something to shout about. The players will back that up as well. He then spoke about the first leg. He said, I still believe we're playing against one of the best teams in Europe at the moment. We are still unbeaten in every single competition they've played this season. And we should give them respect. We respect every team, but we should believe in our ability and we'll do what we can to beat them. We know we have to do a good job in them if we can. It's the same when you play any big team. You have to find ways of getting results, and we certainly will need to do that in abundance. And if we're going to do that tomorrow, we're going to be currently, if we beat them tomorrow, the only team in Europe and the only team this season to be able to turn them over. That is what the prize is. The prize is a place in the semi-final of the Europa League and turning over the only team in Europe who is unbeaten in every single competition they have played. He was asked about setup, and he says, everyone knows what Jared has done for us, so if he's back, he'll give us and the crowd a big lift. We've lost Lucas Paqueta through suspension, so we have to find a way to make the magic happen. So again, choosing the team is going to be a tough decision for many West Ham fans, but we've just got to put the faith in that Jared Bowen is rare and fit, ready to go, and having him, Kudus, and Antonio definitely offer us an interesting attack compared to last week anyway. On his team talk, what's his team talk going to be ahead of the massive game? He said the players have to stay focused on what we've done. We're concentrating on the game and finishing our preparations in the right way, which is everything we will want to hear ahead of this game tomorrow. There's a short start, straight to the point. David Moyes' press conference ahead of the Bayer Leverkusen game. Put your predictions in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Check out the Hammers headlines earlier on or later on from Holly. Check out the West Ham Daily. Loads of West Ham content coming your way, and you'll see lots of matchday content tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone. Keep the faith, and fingers crossed we can get some miracle on the go tomorrow. Come on, you Irons.